Hey YouTube. Okay. Boy, I picked a real hot topic, something I was kind of wanting to do, but well, I really wanted to do this video, and I know how controversial it is, and so anyway, I'm gonna do it anyway. Concealed carry, just picking a gun to have for concealed carry. And I'm going to have to cover a lot of information, and I'm not going to get all the information out, okay, in just a short amount of time. But I'm going to get right into it. Okay, concealed carry. How do you pick a gun? Well, there's a few different types of people. You know, you may own, you know, a couple of revolvers and a shotgun, a rifle, or just a couple of rifles, or you may not have, another person may not have ever owned a gun, but maybe they shot their father's gun, or family members, or a friend's, and so I mean, there's a couple people. You know, there's people who know a little bit about guns, people who know a lot about guns, don't have a concealed gun, or they're thinking maybe they have plenty of guns, but not a gun they would consider carrying. So they're going to go to YouTube and they're going to look at a video to see, you know, let's go look at some reviews. You know, I'm looking for something lightweight, compact, something I can conceal. Well, you know, and then there's another group of people who they may not know anything about a gun. All they know is they want to get some training, because they feel like they want to carry a gun. And, you know, to those people, to anyone who feels like they should, you know, have a concealed permit, get a concealed permit and carry a gun, you should do it. You have a Second Amendment right, you know, that in the birth of this country, in the United States, you know, that says that you have a right to own and bear arms, and you should if you want to carry a gun. The more people, you know, that, you know, good people carrying a gun, the safer the rest of us are. And you know, you may be the type, you may think, okay, I have home insurance, I have car insurance, and I have life insurance that pays me when I'm dead, but I don't have any insurance to maybe ensure that I live if I need to protect myself. And that's another great reason, you know, to want to carry a gun. So now you've made the decision you want to carry one. You're going to go down and get your permit. If you live in a state that you need a permit to carry one, you go down, you take your class. Well, you know, you need to pick a gun. You go to YouTube, you look at a review, and you know, I don't really care who I make mad and all that. You know, if I get terrible comments or whatever, you know, I apologize ahead of time. If I say something that's not right, it'll be out of ignorance and not because I'm lying to you. And I think that a lot of people do reviews because, well, they might call it a review, and really it's just a presentation. They're presenting this gun. Oh, look at this new gun here, watch it shoot, bang, 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 bang. You know, everything fires just fine. And I've seen those reviews, and it kind of aggravates me, irritates me, because I know what it's like to be someone who's looking for a carry gun. And, you know, it can be downright frustrating when you don't know, and nobody, and you're not gonna, you can know a lot about guns and not know enough to pick out a good concealed gun. So even people, well, I'll give you a for instance. I'm gonna try to get through a little bit of the small talk and then try to get right into some meat, you know, so we can, for instance, now I already had a carry gun, but this has been, alright, this right here is this is the Diamondback. Now it's a beautiful case, see, nice hard case, hard polymer case. It comes with one magazine. This is the Diamondback DB9, and you know, I mean, for some people out there, they're watching this video like, are you serious, dude? You're going to do a video talking about carry guns and you're going to pull out a DB9? We all know they're stupid, they stink, they don't work, they don't function, they don't operate properly. Well, where were you at when I seen all those videos that stated, for the most part, this thing was, you know, pretty reliable? You know, it looked to me like I bought this about December was a year, all right, and I've had this, you know, I fire it, failure to feed, failure to eject, and send it back. Now, I'll tell you one thing about Diamondback, they have a rock solid warranty. Buddy, when they say if that thing don't function, they're not going to replace it, but they'll fix it. But the only problem is, you call them up, well, or you email them. The last time I tried to call them, got some weird stuff. Anyway, I think they have a third-party deal now answering phones. But and they are and one thing I felt even better about is they're partnered with Taurus. All right, and I'm like, oh, okay, they got some good backing there. This is a company out of South Florida, Diamondback. They make a couple of handguns and they make some ARs. I don't know nothing about the ARs, and I really don't even know about their full size. It's called their DBFS. This is the DB9. So anyway, failure to feed, failure to fire, failure to eject, send it back, and over the process of a full year, let's see, January, February, March. Okay, I've had this back now for a couple of months, maybe a couple of months. But I figured I would do a video and talk about this before I put it on auction, because I'm not sure if that's even a ethical thing to do. The problem is I can't give it to someone that I know, and I can't sell it to someone that I know, because if they're going to carry it and they pull it and it don't fire, or it only fires the first shot and the second shot is a malfunction, then I would feel awful. So anyway, that's why I said there's you know, some of the conversation around this just needs to be had, and not just about, you know, getting to the meat. Because sometimes just seeing the frustration and hearing the conversation around is actually helpful to someone who's looking for a carry gun. Well, but there's so much to cover, I got to move on. Anyway, third time, got this back, and let's see, the last time I sent it back, failure to feed, failure to eject, and then the trigger broke. All right, trigger spring or trigger mechanism. I didn't open it up because I don't want to mess with the warranty. Anyway, they sent it back, trigger works. But I get it back and I get the little letter with it, and it always says, you know, we adjusted the feed ramp, or, you know, and I can see where they filed down something or another, and then obviously they must have replaced the trigger mechanism the last time. And then it says, and it's frustrating because knowing that maybe they don't even know, maybe they can't even track, maybe they don't even know this is the third time. They've had the gun longer than me. I'm serious. It's 3 or 4 months in the shop when I send it to them. Now they send me a label, I ship it to them. But you know, they send me a letter, it says, we fixed this, we adjusted that, and then we run you know, 6 rounds of Winchester white box through it. Or I think one time I had the most they looked like they shot through it was 12 shots. I'm just going to tell you right now, I have fired more ammo through this gun probably than I can sell the gun for. Alright? when you purchasing a new gun to carry, don't worry so much about the price, unless it's $1,000. You don't have to pay that. I don't even know a gun that I would carry that costs $1,000, by the way. All right. So when you purchase a gun, it's probably going to cost you around $500 or $600. All right. If you're looking for a carry gun, just keep in mind it's going to cost you $500 or $600. All right. It's possible that it'll be $450, $400 even. I don't know how much the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield costs, but I think they're a little bit less. But they're, we'll just say, the $500 range or a little under. Now that is a reliable gun. The Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. It's this compact. Let me just, well, I wasn't going to go through all this, but I'm going to show you what I'm carrying. All right. Now this is, all right, I just cleared that. Now that come fresh out of the pants, right? Alright, now today I was wearing a skimpy little t-shirt working in the sun. Alright, I work hard. I got to carry something compact. Otherwise, this is probably micro almost, in my opinion. You know, there's plenty of compacts to carry. So if you're considering a handgun, instead of me making a list and making people mad and recommendations and all that, that's what I'm carrying. And I'll tell you right now, every time I pull the trigger, this thing goes off. Bang, bang, bang. Now this is a really small gun. Now this Diamondback is tiny, micro, but it's still not much larger even than that. See? Look there. There's not much difference there. I put this scale out here because I was just going to weigh this little thing. And this is the reason why someone picks a gun. They pick it because it's very light. It's 11.5 ounces. Not even 12 ounces. Alright? No magazine in it. Okay? No magazine in it. I'm just going to go ahead and weigh this one. No bullet. No magazine. Alright, now that one weighs 1 pound. That's how much it weighs. 1 pound. 1 pound, and not even an ounce. Alright, that's what that weighs. We'll just call it 1 pound. That's what that weighs. 1 pound. We'll just say, you know, over 16 ounces, right? We can put it all in ounces. 16.20. 16.20 ounces. Diamondback DB9. This is very appealing to someone. Not just this gun. This gun may not be, but there's a lot of micro-sized guns. DB9. Alright? Tiny little gun. Look. Put it in my hand. Put it in my pocket. Shirt pocket. Not a good place to get it if you need it. But tiny little gun. It makes it very appealing. Don't pick a gun. Now I'm going to put a magazine in it. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll put... Look, whenever you pick this gun up in the gun shop, which is, by the way, I bought this from Bud's gun shop. I ordered it. I didn't need to pick it up. But for someone buying a new gun, first gun, they're probably going to want to go to the gun shop. Go to your local gun shop. I bought stuff at the local gun shop too. I love dealing with the local gun shop. But what my point is, if you're new to purchasing a carry gun, then you're going to want to go in there and feel it. But it's going to be misleading, because watch this. There's the gun with the magazine, and let's see. I'm just going to throw some bullets up here. I got some homebrew here. Those are my pretty bullets I made. All right, it carries 6 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. All right, so I'm gonna put 4, 5, 6, and Most people are going to have one in the chamber. Eventually you will. If you don't do it at first, you will soon. Alright, now look at that. Now that is a pound. Alright, now it just went to 16 ounces. Alright, 1 pound loaded. So that's a little different in it than 13 ounces. So the bullets actually weigh something. Now watch this. I'm just going to throw, oh well, let's see. Here's the magazine. Good. I'm going to put 7 up there because the gun, the magazine full, and 1 in the chamber. So that's 4.5 ounces right there. Alright, 4.5 ounces. This gun only weighs less than 12 ounces. The ammunition is more than it's a little over a third of the weight of the gun. And you're not going to know that in the gun shop because they're not going to load it for you. Alright? A third of the weight for this gun. Alright? Let's get rid of that. Glock 43. A reliable gun. One that shoots every time. But you're going to pay $500 for it. Versus half that much for this one. And the price shouldn't matter, by the way. It's not about the price. There's guns that are bit less than that are reliable. Alright. There you go, 16 ounces. Alright, now, loaded mag with an extra bullet. And this one weighs a little bit more, probably these bullets are bigger. Those are 147 grain. Alright, that's my summer load. 5 ounces that weighs. Alright, well if this is a pound, then again, we're at a third, aren't we? Pretty much. Let's just round it off, right? That's a third of the weight. So again, you're going to pick this up. You're going to be like, oh yeah, that's light. And then you're going to put a magazine in it and you're like, oh, now it's heavy. That's the way it all is. All of them are that way. Now, let's give you a for instance. Alright, here we go. Now, when we talk about carry guns, we're always talking about little guns, alright? It's not always a little gun. Now, if you're brand new to this, by all means, just get you a little gun. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get this little gun. And let me show you my holster. If you're new to this, and even if you're not, I know you're interested in this topic. Like, what is he going to say next about carry gun? And you know what? I just watched some videos on carry guns myself. I like them. I carry a gun, but I always learn something. So I know there's a lot of people watching this video. Alright, here we go. Clear. That's my holster. Okay. Now, here we go. This one right here. This is also my carry gun. See it in the holster? Watch this. Carry it all the time. Never know when I'm carrying this one. But today, I was working my butt off in the sun. Alright? With a little t-shirt on. I had to conceal it somewhere, so I got this little one. But I wear this one every time I can, every chance I get. Now, let's weigh this thing. Alright, we're clear of that. No magazine. Weigh that one. That one is nearly 22 ounces. Alright? So we went from 16 ounces to 12 ounces, 12, 16, 22. About a magazine more of ammunition. That one's a little heavier, but you know what? It conceals just about as good. Now, especially if you're wearing an untucked shirt. And it depends on your size and all that, but I don't want to get off on too much of that. I'm just showing you the difference, and I also want people to understand that if it's a tiny gun, that's not the only one that you can carry. You don't have to. This is called a compact. This is Glock's compact, Glock 19. All right, and see what kind of holster it's in? That's the one that goes in the. You can wear this anywhere. You know, it goes inside the waistband, and this goes over your belt. All right, wear it anywhere you want in your pants. You know, I like mine right in the front where I can get it quick if I need it. That's where, you know, that's where it conceals best for me, and I'm comfortable with it. But now the next thing, I got to move on quick. All right, don't buy a gun because it's tiny. Buy a gun because it's reliable, and you don't have to carry a gun that's small. But it's nice if it's your first time. Go ahead and you know, some other guns like in this category. I like this one because it has absolutely nothing on it. Look at this. This right here, this right here is a slide lock, and it's recessed. See, recessed. It ain't catching nothing. If you fire it, now I'm left-handed, so I can fire it, and my hand's not going to be obstructed at all. Even if I was shooting right-handed, my thumb's not going to bump it or nothing. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you buy yourself boy, I'm going to make people mad now, but I'm going to tell you right now, technology has come a long ways. All right, back in the day, a 1911 it's still a fine, beautiful gun. I love the 1911s, by the way. So don't misunderstand me. But most people that carry a 1911 grew up with it. They trained with it with their fathers or their uncle or somebody. They own this gun, and it's got a lot of switches on it. You have decocking lever. You have a safety on it. You have, now for people just getting in. As a matter of fact, I fired the 1911. You know how many times my finger, now I'm left-handed, but it don't matter. Shooting right-handed too, seen the same thing. The gun racks back when you fire it. Your thumb hits the locking mechanism, and guess what's happening? Boom! It just locks right up. This is what it looks like. You fire the gun, and it locks back, and now you can't take another shot. But when you train with that thing, you know exactly where all that stuff is. Keep your finger out of the way and all this. But I'm telling you, it happens even to trained people. So then you have to know that that's your, you know, you either hit your slide release or you immediately reach up and clear that thing and go at it again if you're in a self-defense position. So my whole point here is, if you're looking for a gun to carry, don't get something that's going to confuse you. Even on something as simple as a carry gun like the LC9S. Ruger LC9S. Good gun. I love the gun. As a matter of fact, I love the trigger on it. It shoots beautiful. It aims beautiful. It has a safety on it, and I've seen that thing get switched while you're shooting it. Alright? Pull it out. Nothing's happening because the safety got bumped on. Well, I can tell you right now, in a high stress situation, if you have to pull this out to shoot it, while you're pissing yourself and anything else that's happening because somebody's coming at you, you're going to have to think about taking a safety off and doing all kind of stuff to a gun before you draw that thing. And the problem is, you can't even fire it until you can see where you're going to shoot. So in a high stress situation, don't do that. Don't get something, I would say to anyone that's new. And listen, your first gun is going to be one, you want it clean as possible and as simple as possible, but high quality. And high quality don't mean high price. $500, you can get yourself a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. You can get yourself a Springfield XDS. That's their compact version. You can buy yourself a Glock 43. I'm just naming a few, okay? I'm just naming a few. But if you take any one of those three, and the only reason I'm raising my eyebrows when I say if you take any one of those three, because if you don't know the difference, go ahead and pick one of those three that you like. But the only problem is, now, here's going to be the difference. When you see these guns, Glock, their safety is this right here. Striker fired gun, And this thing, you can throw it down all day long, it's not going to fire. This thing cannot fire on its own. It's impossible, okay? So get that out of your head. You're safe. This has no safety on it. No safety. The only switch on there is the takedown pins. That's it. Alright? Boom. Took it apart. Field strip and, you know, put it back together. See how fast I can do this. There we go. I just field stripped it and put it back together. How many seconds was that? So that's how easy it is. Nothing to worry about. No switches. If I have to pull this out in a high stress situation, all I have to do is pull the trigger. But I'm trained so that whenever I pull it out, after I acquire the target, before I squeeze the trigger, and you should too. And it don't matter if you have a safety or not. If you turn the safety off, you can still pull the trigger, right? Here's the deal. Here's what your safety. See this holster right here? Watch this. How can that trigger be pulled now? Now this is very important. I'll go ahead and give these guys a plug right here. This holster right here, and I've bought probably 7 or 8 of them for different guns. This is made by On Your 6 SIX Designs. On Your YOUR 6 SIX Designs. The reason I'm telling you that is because this people spend a lot of money on holsters, okay, and this is your safety. This is just as important as your gun. And the reason I'm telling you about On Your 6 Designs is because in order to buy a quality Kydex holster like this one, you're going to pay 80 bucks. I guarantee you. I've seen them for 80 bucks. More, even more. Well, I'm just going to tell you, man, On Your 6 Designs, they have these holsters right here for all of the guns that I've bought. This appendix carry inside the waistband holster have been $35. And the outside your waistband holsters, I got one over here. Your outside the waistband holsters, and I can't remember which one is that for. Oh, okay, for the little guy. These things are slim, compact, buddy. They just squeeze right up against your body. If you want it on the outside, you know what I suggest? I suggest when you buy a gun, go online to On Your 6 Designs, and you buy an outside the waistband and an inside the waistband, and then you have still not paid as much as some of these companies want for a good quality Kydex holster. 45, 35. Okay? 45 and 30. 45 for the outside, 30. I use this one most all the time, but sometimes in the winter time I like this one on. I got a coat on, a jacket on, put this, get it out of my pants, put it on my side like a cowboy, concealed under my coat. That's good. Alright, but get 2 of them, you know. So, okay, there we go. This is your safety. Alright, when this thing right here ought to have a bullet in the chamber, cock, lock, in the holster. And you know, and the next safety is you. You don't pull this thing out for no reason. As a matter of fact, if you go into a gun store and you're talking guns, please don't pull your gun out and show the guy behind the counter. He's going to be very nervous. You don't pull this out for nothing, even in the gun store. Not unless the guy insists, hey man, let me see what you got. You know, if you're that cozy. But nobody wants you to pull a gun out. Don't ever pull it out. It's in that holster. I leave it in this holster. It goes right in my pants, just like that. Alright? Nobody sees that in there. Alright? And when I take it out to go to bed, because I put it on in the morning and I take it off at night when I go to bed, and then that's when I just remove it, holster and all. It is safe in my holster. Now, who you have in your household, that's a whole nother issue, how you're going to deal with it from that point. But while it's under your control in your pants, no one touches it, no one sees it, you don't pull it out. It's very serious. That's your safety, man. You don't need, when you pull this thing out, you got to shoot it. That's the only reason you're going to pull it out. Otherwise, it stays in there. So, you know, I can't really give you a list of guns. You know, there's plenty of them out there. I named 3. XDS, the Springfield XDS, the Glock 43, and these are 9mm that I'm talking about. 380. You know, listen, if you're a lady, you have serious constraints, or if you're a man and you have serious disabilities that, you know, where recoil is a serious problem for you. But I'll tell you, in the guns that I mentioned, recoil is about as limited as they can be for a small gun. Now, when you take a Glock 19, it's a larger gun, alright? And it is a little smoother, I promise you. And another thing is, I've had a couple of ladies try these guns and stuff and pulling the slide, and I can tell you right now, they'll pick the Glock over, I don't know, well, at the time I just remember over one. The slide was easier to pull back for them. Alright, I'm just throwing that out there. Matter of fact, the Glock 19 is even easier to pull back. And if you have a hard time, you can grip it like this and pull and push with both hands. Like that. So, or if that's a problem, you can use the table. You can use your pants. One hand. Whatever. Anyway, there you go. You know, if you need a concealed weapon, I would say pick one that, on the ones that I mentioned the XDS. You know, they do have, you know, one of their external safeties is going to be on the grip right here. Some people don't like it, some people do. They're very reliable. When you pull it to shoot, it's going to go bang. On the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, they have one of their newest models actually has one with no safety on it. I'm just, you know, I'm a big proponent of no safety, but you know what? You know yourself, you know your household. I can't tell you what to do, but to me, the safety is right in there, and that thing stays with me, and when it's not with me, it's safe. And that's just the way it is. Because if I have to pull this out, and you know, whenever, like I said, when you're being attacked, and or a family member's being attacked, trying to remember to do anything more, your motor skills are just gone at that point under that kind of stress. So don't do anything. Don't put yourself in an unnecessary position. You know yourself. You know your family. Don't pick a gun based on some of the presentations that you see. I'll tell you a video that I saw that was pretty good, and I would rarely say this, but I remember specifically, trying to think of the name of the channel, no other reason to plug this channel except for it was one of the videos that stuck in my head that he done on a concealed carry weapons, where he left his opinion out of it and he made some pretty good statements about guns, and that was the Full Nelson. The Full Nelson. He does a versus video on this. Maybe it was the Smith & Wesson M&P, the Glock 43, the XDS, and maybe a Kel-Tec PT2 or something like that. Anyway, it was a good video. It was pretty informative. No, I think one of the guns on there was the LC9, and it wasn't the LC9S and it wasn't the LC9 Pro, but the LC9 Pro is the Ruger striker fired that don't have a safety. But the only problem is I've fired those, and they can be a little finicky with ammunition. And that's where I don't want to tell someone brand new. Let me just tell you, if you're new to your first gun, I don't want to tell you to get something that's finicky. Get something that's 100% reliable, that's known. There's a couple of other factors. All right, when you pull a gun, one of the factors is you may malfunction. You may not aim straight. You may not pull it fast enough. You may not. You may have the gun like this in your hand because you didn't get a good grip on it and you're reaching for the trigger. This is what happens. And I'm not speaking from experience, by the way. I just know. Under a high stress situation, I mean, if you listen to the experts, this is what they'll tell you. But you pull this thing out and you got a grip like this, okay? You might be holding it like this, reaching for the trigger. And you want to just pull the trigger. You don't have time to get a grip on it. Okay? And here's what happens. You get a hold of the trigger, and now the gun goes flying back because you don't have a grip on it. And it's called limp wristing the gun. And it may malfunction because you limp wristed it. So that's one factor. You're a factor. You can fail. Alright? Here's the second factor. The second factor is the ammo. Now this is my ammo that I made, so I know it's good, right? Alright. And now I'm speaking from experience here. I have fired brand new ammunition out of the box and it malfunctioned. Okay? So what you may end up with is, sometimes this case wasn't trimmed just right and it jams, buddy. Or your primer is backed out, and when that happens, you got a serious malfunction because now your firing pin is stuck into the case. And I mean, you just about need a hammer and a chisel to get that thing apart. You're not going to get it apart in the field, probably. I've had them lock up so bad, I don't know how it happened, but it did. And that was the problem. It was just a backed out primer out of brand new ammunition. It wasn't fired. It never fired. The primer was just sticking out too far. But so my point is, your ammunition can fail. You can fail. Don't put a third problem in your way. All right. So buy a gun that's reliable. There's too many points that can fail for you. So I listed 3 there, and I know there's plenty more. I'm just off the top of my head. I don't want to give you too much information to confuse you. But here's what happens. You go in the store, you buy one of those guns. I say buy the one without a safety on it and all that. But you know what? You are in control of yourself. And if you're new to this, it's scary, man. Let me just tell you. When you first decide, yeah, you know what, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to carry it without one in the chamber for a while, and I'll just train, pull it out and rack it, pull it out, rack it, pull it out, rack it. That's how I'm going to train with it. I'm going to pull it out and rack it. Alright? Well, when you know that the first, second, and half of a gunfight is is usually your life, you may change your mind. But you know what? I'm not going to press you on that, because here's what's going to happen. You're gonna have this thing in your pants, and you're going to not have one in the chamber, and then pretty soon you're going to start feeling comfortable with it in your pants. But here's the secret. It's got to be in a secure holster. It really needs to be in a secure holster. This to me is a secure holster. And I know there's a lot of people like, oh, there's all kind of secure. I know there is, but I'm giving you one that's a great value. That's what I'm telling you about. Great value, right there. It's in there. And it don't come out of here. It stays in there. It's safe. Alright, and after a while, you'll be like, you know what, I've been walking around with this thing in my pants for a lot of time now, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I'm going to start carrying one in the chamber because, that guy on YouTube, he's right. I've been shooting this thing a lot, and boy, it takes some time out racking that thing every time. And, and then, you're going to start putting one in the chamber, and you're going to be fine with it. You're going to be comfortable. But let me just tell you something else that's going to happen. you're going to be so uncomfortable with this bulky, heavy steel thing in your pants. I promise you, you're going to hate it. I'm just telling you ahead of time. I don't care how small the gun is. I hate this one just as much as this one. But you know what? After a while, you become so comfortable with it. It's kind of like having your wallet in your pocket. If you walk out of the house and you're like, man, I don't have my gun on me. Let me go get that thing. I mean, I'm serious. It becomes part of your dress, man, and you won't go nowhere without it. That's how comfortable you'll become with it. But you got to give yourself time. Wear that thing constantly. Wear it around. Don't just wear it on the way out. Put it on in the morning. Wear it around the house, doing all kinds of stuff. But listen, don't wear it if you don't have a safe holster. This is your safety, man. If this thing's sticking in your pants, that's a barrel right there. And it don't matter if this is covered or not, okay? Because it ain't going to do you no good. You know, if this... you ain't going to cover that. You know, some people freaked out because the barrel shows on the other side. That's so water can run out if it gets wet. It don't even matter. It's just shoot right through whatever it is. But the topic of discussion is really 9mm here is what I'm discussing. But don't make the mistake and buy the nice, cute, light gun that you can stick in your sock if you want to, in your back pocket, front pocket. You know, hold it under your armpit. Don't buy one of those. Any of them. All the cute guns out there. The first gun that you should get should be not an entry level. And anybody that calls these entry level guns that I heard on videos in the past are crazy. And I don't think they meant anything by it either, by the way. They didn't mean anything at all. They just had other guns on their mind when they said that somehow they deemed better. I don't know what those guns would have been, because to me, there's nothing entry level about these two. That's final right there. Small one for times when you can't carry a big one. But to carry the big one whenever you can, every time you can. I even got night sights on there so I can see it at night. And that's the only thing. I don't modify nothing. I don't modify the trigger. I don't do nothing. That trigger is safe, just like it comes from the factory. That's what you do with a gun that you use for competition. Not a gun that you're going to stick in your pants. You don't want no hair trigger, ping, right off, you know, trying to get it out of your holster. I mean, boy, that's scary right there. I'll tell you right now, that's scary. I want that thing safe, and you got to train with it. Every chance you get. Shoot, shoot, shoot. But here's the deal. The amount of, the price of these guns is nothing compared to the price of the ammo that I've shot through them. Nothing. I don't know. This gun right here was probably, I think I might have paid $5. I can't remember if I paid $4.79 with 3 magazines too, by the way, and some back straps to adjust for grip, whichever way you want to customize it. $500, under $500, whatever. I think I paid a little more for this little one. You know, I think I paid $520 for that or something. Anyway, I've shot way more ammo than $500 out of this gun. So the ammo is what's expensive. Now, not the way that I do it. Now, as you guys know, or might not know, I load all of mine. I melt my lead, and I make my bullets, and I put my jackets on it with the polymer coatings, and I fire those things for maybe 4 cents a round. Less than that, 3 or 4 cents a round. Now, when you buy them, the cheapest you buy from the factory ammo is going to be, 20 cents a round, the cheapest. So I fire a lot of ammo, and I enjoy making my own. If you're new and you're picking out a gun, let the first one be your best one, and because here's what's going to happen. You're going to buy this gun, and then you're going to like guns. You're going to see another gun you want to try, and you're going to see another gun you want to try. You already got the ammunition. You already all this other stuff. So you're going to, it'll just be one of the guns that you have, I promise you. It'll be one of the guns that you have. And, you know, then you might say, you know what? You know, that old Elvis Ammo on YouTube, he said that he carries his Glock 19. That thing holds 15 rounds, man. Well, this one only holds 6 plus 1. This one holds 15 plus 1. I think I might give that a try. Or I might carry the full-size Springfield XD, the XDM, instead of the small compact Springfield XDS. Or I may carry the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield instead of the Smith & Wesson M&P instead of the Shield, which is their little compact one. Carry a gun that's reliable and shoot every time when you pull the trigger. It's the most important thing. And if it's got switches and bells and buttons all over it, you're going to have to train with those things. You're going to train when you pull it out of your holster to hit that safety. Now I know what a lot of people say, of you guys are saying. You're saying, "Oh, no, I just leave my safety off." Yeah, you know what? I know exactly what happens when you leave your safety off. It gets bumped. It's happened on the range many times. People, you know, it just happened on the range though. That's good. They pull it out, you know, and they're like, it won't fire. Ah, crap! The safety. Well, what if that was your life? You're dead, man. You know, if that thing didn't fire when you pulled it out and somebody would have had a knife even, they're charging you, man, because they see you trying to shoot. And they don't want you to get to whatever's the problem. So, there you go. There's, that wasn't, probably the most intelligent review. But you know what? I hope you understand my heart and where I'm coming from and the reason I'm saying what I'm saying, because it's so important that you don't just watch a video and the gun goes bang every time and you go buy one because it's small, tiny, light, pink, pretty, whatever it is. You know, the ladies be, they'll see something like this, man, I can fit this in my clothes, in my attire. And some of the things that you don't see about this gun, for instance, is, watch this. That thing is brutal to pull back. Brutal. One day I'm going to do a review on how much weight to rack a slide on different guns. That is brutal. This one, easy. This one, easy. This one's the easiest. Okay, so now you bought this little tiny gun, you can't rack the slide. It's too hard to pull. It is. And then the second thing is, when you go to shoot it, it's snappy. And I've cut my hand plenty of times trying to shoot this thing. Now it shoots good. I mean, if it fires, I mean, you really hit your I like the little tiny sights on it. I mean, they're just, you can't replace them or anything. They're kind of, once they go, it's part of the slide. No, you can. It looks like the back one you can replace, front one you can't. So, anyway, I'm glad you guys stuck with me for this long. But boy, I'm telling you, I didn't even touch the surface. There's so much to talk about. But I felt so important that people that are looking for a gun for the first time, especially. And then there's people like me that I love watching other videos of reviews. Man, I hope I didn't offend nobody. Oh, why didn't you? And I know, it's like sometimes like, why didn't you say this? Why didn't you say that? I know, I missed it. I don't have a notebook in front of me or anything like that, bullet points. But you know what? I hope if you're looking for a carry gun, that you'll say, you know what? Oh, Elvis Ammo on YouTube, he said it, and and if you might be watching this video like, yeah, I bought this stupid thing and it don't work. If it don't, some guns work just fine with one ammo and not another. But that's the problem to me. I'm a stickler. If I'm carrying that in my pants, buddy, I'm not gonna waste my time carrying this heavy, stupid thing around if it's not gonna fire. So, alrighty, YouTube. Next video that I'm gonna do is, let's see. For one thing, I'm not sure if this is gonna be the next one or the next one, but I had made up some rounds, some lead 55 grain rounds, and what I'm doing is I'm trying out some that's a 223 round. I'm trying out some I'm testing some different weights of powder, and I'm also testing some different powder coats for durability. So one of the videos that I really want to do, I'm starting to get into pretty good, is durability testing on my powder coating. Because I accidentally run into a couple of things, and you'll see in the video. I'm going to do a durability test on powder coating, and yeah, it won't be real scientific, but when you see it, you'll say, you know what, that's a tougher polymer than the other ones. So that's really what I'm going for. I want to see if I can make a polymer bullet, withstand the pressure, the heat, and the target as much as possible. And then I'm also going to do a video on different powders. We're going to run some. We'll do a versus video on certain powders for ammo. Anywho, thank you very much, YouTube. I certainly, man, I really hope I helped somebody, especially make that first choice, that first purchase. And don't forget that other video. Now, the only thing that the guy said in the full Nelson is the channel. Watch that video. I don't know that guy from Adam, but I'm just telling you, I've seen his video on that versus. He had a conceal carry versus video. I'll write it in the description. I'm gonna write it down below in the description. All right, and because I would never do that for somebody, just about, but I'm telling you right now that he did pretty good. But one thing that I didn't like, and it's just an opinion, is I have a very strong opinion about safeties, and he said something about you can leave them off or whatever, but under a high stress situation, and yet you'll flip that thing so quick, it can be bad. Anyway, but you got to train with it. If you want to have a safety, you better train. YouTube, talk to you later. Have a good day.